High school football is back. We have highlights from week 1 of the Prep Zone to show you which players and which teams stood out to kick off the season. But the game between Harris County and Carver took a backseat to the tragic news out of Hamilton, Georgia. Harris County Athletic Director Danny Durham passed away unexpectedly at the age of 54. Hear what head coach Jamie Foxx had to say about a great man gone too soon. The last call starts right now. Welcome back to The Last Call. I'm your host, Justin Holbrook, fresh off a beach vacation. The high school football season is back, and we've got a lot of ground to cover, so let's run it back.
It doesn't really matter if you're an athlete or just a regular student. He took a genuine interest in everybody and anyone that he came across. You know, 1,700 kids, and I bet you he knew every kid's name in Harris County.
That was head coach Jamie Foxx on Harris County Athletic Director Danny Durham, who passed away last night at the age of 54. Welcome to the Prep Zone. I'm Justin Holbrook with Sports Director Rex Castillo.
Justin, Danny Durham affected a lot of lives at Harris County High School. Last night on the eve of this opener, the Tiger family obviously mourned the loss of Mr. Durham. Reports say that Danny passed away late last night from a heart attack. Durham was named Harris County's athletic director and assistant principal 4 years ago. Before that, he first came to Harris County as the Tigers defensive coordinator in 2012. While he was a member of the faculty for just 6 years, the football team talked about how special he was to the school.
Well, I mean, it didn't really matter if you're an athlete or just a regular student. He took a genuine interest in everybody and anyone that he came across. And, you know, 1,700 kids, and I bet you he knew every kid's name in Harris County. If you didn't like Danny Durham, then it was a you problem because something was wrong with you. We came in together in 2012 at Harris County, coaching football together. So, you know, I've known him for the last 7 years, and, you know, he's just a wonderful guy.
Danny is survived by his wife, Julie, and his 3 children, 2 daughters, Jordan, Anna, his son, Graham, and there was still a game to be played, though, Justin.
Yeah, Rex, before the game, the entire Carver team went over to Harris County to embrace them in their time of need. In his pregame speech, Coach Foxx called it a gesture he'll never forget. Certainly that one either. Now let's get to the game Mr. Durham loves so much. 3rd and long for Harris County. Davion Mahone lofts one, and it's caught. Ryan Osteen, oh my, diving catch for the first down. Later in the drive, Tigers on the 5. Mahone fakes the handoff and finds Talika Williams for the touchdown. Harris County up 7-0. The Tigers of Carver facing 4th and 1. Kahari McCoy gets the first down and some. A late hit, so they get inside the red zone. And then Jalen Joyner, the son of head coach Corey, drops a screen to Jarius Thomas, who scores. The game is tied. Carver would score late in the 4th to win 20-16, an upset, many would say. All right, over to Marion County. They take the short trip down Highway 26 to face off with their Region 4 1A rivals, Sly County and Ellaville. Sly has the ball with 3:45 left in the first. Trey Sampson, a 4-yard touchdown run to put them up 7-0. And then Marion County gets the ball back. 4:51 in the second quarter. Trice McCannon, check this out, Rex. A 52-yard rainbow. It bounces around into the arms of Josh Rogers, who says, hey, I'll take it.
Amazing.
7-7. Marion County ties it. Marion ball, 1:04 left in the second. Here's a little controversial play. The whistle blows while Trayvon Matthews rips a 27-yard gain. Gets hit hard. The call ends up standing, so they're in good territory, and then he would eventually get that touchdown he wanted 2 yards out. The Wildcats and Marion go up 14-7 at half, and they would go on to win 28-7.
Over in Kennett Stadium, it's a season opener between the Spencer Green Wave and the Columbus Blue Devils. Under 8 minutes to go in the first. Trey Peterson punches it into Paradise. Columbus takes the early 7-0 lead. 1 minute later, Green Wave are forced to punt it away. Looks normal, but oh boy, here comes trouble. Devils can't bring it in. Devin Reed jumps all over it. Spencer takes over in Columbus territory. A few snaps later, Brandon Reyes looking to put Spencer on the board. His kick doesn't have enough gas. Spencer still trails 7-0. The Blue Devils won't waste that chance. Donovan Carter finds Taiwan Win. The big fella rips off a big gain. First down Columbus. A few snaps later, Carter finds Peterson, who is wide open. Did it through the ground. Now he scores his touchdown off the second quarter. In the end, Blue Devils run away with this one, beating Spencer 42-6. The Pachela Vikings also went winless in 2017. They hope to find their first victory against Landmark Christian, but the Eagles, they got the party started early on the opening kickoff. Camus Hopewell takes the kick. Here comes trouble. Finds a hole and smashes the turbo button. See you later. 70 yards to the house. And Pacelli's time,
He's
yeah,
fast.
he's really fast, right? Pacelli's time wouldn't get any better out there. Later, it's a bad snap on the punt. Braden Wood tries to make something happen. Eagles swallow him up. Few snaps later, they go ahead and punch it in. They call on Alexi Nielsen. He flies into pay dirt for the second score of the game. Pacelli trailing so far 19-7 in the third quarter. The Chuck Gibbs era officially began in LaGrange. Last season, the Grangers went winless, but they hope to get into the win column tonight against Hurt County. First quarter, Hurt County, third down. Aaron Beasley takes the snap, runs to the outside. Oh, boy. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. The Grangers take the lead to this 13-yard field goal by Jacob Moon. Good, 3-0 Hurt County in the first quarter, but LaGrange falls 10-3 at the end of this one.
Tough break for the Grangers. All right, catching up with some teams that hit the road. The Jordan Red Jackets squared off against Monroe Tornadoes, and the Jackets got lost in the storm. They lost big, 47-14.
Chatco and Terrell County squared off in their season over. Last season, the Panthers made it to the first round of the Class A playoffs against the Green Waves. They get on the road and they win it 46-32, but Central Tarleton also on the road against the Pike County Pirates. Pike County all over the Hawks, 34-0 in the fourth quarter. We'll have the finals for you up on our website, WRVL.com. Now let's catch up with one of last year's powerhouses in Class 1A, the Manchester Blue Devils.
Yeah, the Blue Devils went undefeated in region play last year and won their 12th region title. That was all with their backup quarterback under center. Yeah.
Well, let's head over to Butler, the Manchester Blue Devils, who obviously went undefeated in region. They hit the road to face Taylor County. QB Javine Ford connects with the young fella Trayvon Gooch for the first down and more. Few snaps later, the momentum would only get better for the Blue Devils. Anthony Ferguson gets the rock, and see you later. Racks up a huge run for Manchester. Just over 3 minutes left in the first. Nigel Holt would put them on the board for the first time this season. Fast forward to the second quarter now at 2nd and 6. Damasio Gamble fakes out our camera woman and pretty much everybody, including us out there. Finds paradise in the end. Manchester gets the first win of the season over the Vikings, 34-20.
Game for the Blue Devils in Lynette. Thomas Hill and the Springwood Wildcats went 3-7 last season. Tonight they open against Success Unlimited from Montgomery. We'll find out about that. Unlimited on offense. The snap sails over his head and out of bounds, so it's good enough for a safety. Springwood goes up 2-0. All right. Next Springwood drive, they'll punt it away, and the returner does not call a fair catch, and he will regret it. He muffs it, and the Wildcats pounce on top of the ball. Now, with momentum on their side, Springwood is back on offense. They would toss it out to the left side, tricking our cameraman a little bit, but eventually he would find himself. He refuses to go down. It's Dylan Anderson for the tutty. Turns out Success is not unlimited.
Well done.
I had to do it. Springwood wins 23-12.
Well, this game went down Thursday. Al Pellegrino getting his second season in with the Raiders. On the other side, Andre Slappy begins his era at Kendrick. Well, this won't help the Raiders fumble on the first play of the game. Von Hilson recovers. Shaw fumbled 4 times in the first quarter, lost 2 of them. They finally got it together in the second, though. Andrew Lacey takes it outside, right past our camera guy for the first touchdown of the season. 2-point conversion was good. Raiders up 8-0. They would eventually add 40 more to shut out Kendrick 48-0. Elsewhere in the Valley, Chambers Academy Rebels kick off their season in a big way, shutting out Lee Scott 41-0. Chambers Academy may have a small student buddy, but what a big-time statement to kick off the season.
And no doubt, as for teams on the road, America Sumter faced Crisp County. They lost their season in double overtime last year, but started this year with a double OT win tonight, 17-14.
Wow.
The Calvary Christian Knights squared off against Crenshaw Academy. The Knights lose on a heartbreaker on the road, 20-19 to Crenshaw. Can't wait for the first full week. Coming up, former Georgia Bulldog and top 10 draft pick Roquan Smith finally ends his holdout. We'll have details of his new deal with the Chicago Bears. Plus, the season is over for one dog before it even got started. We'll tell you what happened to 5-star running back Zamir White and what made Nick Saban cuss in his press conference yesterday after the Tide scrimmage. That's coming up. It took longer than expected, but the Bears and their top draft pick, Georgia linebacker Roquan Smith, agreed to a deal this week. Smith signed a 4-year contract with $18 million guaranteed, and it comes after a 29-day holdout in which Smith missed 15 practices and 2 preseason games. Smith was the last player from the 2018 draft in the first round to sign a deal. Last season, he racked up 137 tackles and 6.5 sacks, which won him the Dick Butkus Award, given to the nation's top linebacker. Sticking with the Bulldogs, we are now 2 weeks away from college football. And yesterday, Georgia scrimmaged each other. And certainly it's a good chance for players to stand out. But the day ended in devastation for one player at Georgia. Five-star running back Zamir White tore the ACL in his left knee. White just can't catch a break. During his senior year of high school in North Carolina, he tore the other ACL in his right knee. Here's Kirby Smart on how the injury happened.
Yeah, he was on punt cover. He was covering a punt, and it was a non-contact injury. There was nobody really around. He and Mark Webb were kind of holding each other up, but don't know anything yet. He's getting an MRI done right now. So it's a left knee. It's his non-surgical knee, but I can't tell you much more than that.
Since that press conference, we did learn, in fact, it's a torn ACL. A reporter asked Smart if it was unusual for a running back to be on punt coverage. He responded by saying first-round draft pick Sony Michel was on punt coverage, and leading returning rusher DeAndre Swift is still on punt coverage, and that it was not a fair question. There was a scrimmage yesterday, too, for Alabama, and Nick Saban said he was pleased with the offense. He said it was much more consistent compared to their first scrimmage and more explosive. He added that both Jalen Hurts and Tua Tagovailoa played well, but of course mum's the word on the starter. He said the defense needs to get better at tackling and forcing turnovers, but one thing made him especially angry. Here was his response when asked if he's concerned about the lack of progress from the second and third string teams.
Well, I've been concerned about this all along. So I don't even know why you would ask the question, because you all don't think, you just think we just, whatever happens, we another player. And everything's going to be perfect. All of our fans think that. You all think that. That's what you write about. That's the message that you send out there. And, yeah, I worry about it all the time. I may be the only one, but I do worry about it.
Don't worry, Nick, you'll see the first stringer in less than 2 weeks when the Tide play Louisville in Orlando. Let's round out our college football coverage close to home on the Plains. A great quarterback can only be great if he has time to work. For Auburn, a big concern is the offensive line, since the Tigers lost 4 starters from last year. This fall camp, the coaching staff is still searching for a solid group to protect returning starter Jarrett Stidham. They've even shuffled guys around, putting players in positions they've never played before. But head coach Gus Malzahn said Auburn is getting closer to finding their starting group.
I think right now it's kind of more one of those things that you say, okay, how many guys do you have that can help, this first game depth-wise? You got to start with that, and I think we're getting real close to saying who can play the very first game, and you always say, if this guy goes down, who's the next guy? So I think we're really close to that.
And that first game is against number 6 Washington in Atlanta on September 1st. Coming up, it's the pitch baseball fans can't stop talking about. Why did the Marlins plunk Ronald Acuna in his first at-bat on Wednesday, and the aftermath of doing so is coming up. We have our first full week of high school football games for both Georgia and Alabama. So we're going to do one pick for high school football. Jack, I'll let you start.
And remember, you can't pick Cowboy Opelika because you picked the
That's right. I already did. Yep, you're right.
Anyway, I'm going to go to a Thursday night game. It's my alma mater. It's a huge rivalry game. Shaw over Northside. They had a big win in week 1 over Kendrick.
Completely objective in that one, right?
48-0.
Hey, I told you, I'm straightforward. I'm going to tell you straight up.
Well, they only had 1 win last year, so if they win that game, they'll have more than they did in 2017.
There you
so
go.
We'll have to wait and see. But
And they owe Northside a receipt from last year, too.
I'll stay in Columbus. I'm going to do Carver over Spencer. They really
Heritage
impressed
Bowl.
me beating Harris County, and then Spencer, they just didn't seem to have it together against Columbus. So I'll take Carver.
Yeah, Spencer had a lot of struggles in that first game, seeing them against Columbus High. I'm actually going to take the weekend game. Central taking on Mays in the C1 and Cam Newton Classic. I'm taking Central over Mays. So much talent on that Central team. I know I'm new to this area, but I was so impressed with what I've seen already from what you guys have told me. And as you said, that secondary already has, everyone has a D1 offer. So
Mays is a talented team, though.
That game is in Atlanta, too, and you'll be there, right?
And I will be there. Can't wait to see it.
I'm looking forward to that one. Okay, so we're sticking with football, but going to the pros. We're doing a preseason game. It's Detroit against Tampa Bay, and that is on CBS.
Yeah, you can watch it Friday night. It'll make us go on late for the Birds on next week.
So stick around for that.
Anyway, I'm taking the Lions over Tampa Bay simply because it's a preseason. I don't really know what's going on in this.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with the Lions, too. It's week 3, so maybe a little more from the starters, but not as much as you'd like.
It's a Lions sweep. I bought into the Bucs last season because of Hard Knocks, but Matt Stafford has been consistent as consistent can be, so I'm going to go with Detroit.
So you're buying into Cleveland then, too, right?
A little bit, right? all on the
Jameis
Browns
probably
train.
Reese Jarvis.
Let's just be real. Jameis probably won't play because he's suspended the first 4 games of the year anyway.
So there's that.
All right, and finishing out, we've got our personal picks. Rex, I'll let you start.
Going back to the preseason, have to go back with the Texans. They're taking on the LA Rams. So even though it's a dress rehearsal, we'll see what we'll see from the starters. But I'm going to go with the Texans over the Rams.
Preseason, we're just itching for football
Yes.
to start. All right, I'm going to go with the other football. Go over across the pond. I am taking Tottenham over Man U.
Oh, okay.
Well, guys, I know we keep saying that college football is 2 weeks away. Wrong. College football starts this Saturday on the CBS Sports Network. For those of you who have that on your table lineup, Colorado State over Hawaii, the Fighting Mike Bobo. And by the way, Mike Bobo, get well soon.
All right.
I'm looking forward to football being back, so we'll take it. Whatever it is.
Right at this point.
Whatever it is, yeah, we'll take it. All right, we also have Connor's picks, Jack.
Connor, because the man just can't seem to be on time.
Yeah, well.
He's taking Central over Mays like Rex
Okay.
in the C1N Classic. He's taking Detroit over Tampa Bay, so it's a clean Detroit sweep. And he's staying with the preseason too. I said this last week. You don't pick the Falcons in the preseason, yet he's taking Atlanta over Jacksonville.
All right, so we'll have to wait and see, but we are on a new slate pretty much, so
Yeah,
I'm
because
looking forward
me and you's antics from 2 weeks ago gave Rex and Brendan the
Got the
doggone
dub.
championship.
I regret everything about picking against you.
Me too.
He's going to do it later on, though.
Kidding. I'll do it another time.
We're gonna
I
do
love
we're,
picking
we're
against
gonna
Jack.
do it again. It's gonna happen. So
Just stick around.
you're welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
All right, that is it for Picks of the Week. I love picking against Jack. This week, the Braves had 8 games in 7 days, starting with 4 against Miami, and it was the 20-year-old rookie sensation Ronald Acuna Jr. who absolutely stole the show. The Braves and Marlins played 2 on Monday. In the first game, Acuna is going to get the party started in the right way with a leadoff home run. He's crushing this one over the center field wall. Now, Acuna has 16 home runs on the year, and trust me, he's going to have plenty more by the end of this week. And oh, don't forget, he was an all-star this year, too, at 20 years old. The other rookie, pitcher Touki Toussaint, made his major league debut. The 22-year-old went 6 innings, allowing only 2 hits and 1 earned run. Also got 4 strikeouts. Okay, back to the 20-year-old. Acuna smacks this one through the left side. That's going to bring home 2 runs. The Braves go up 6-1 there. Acuna went 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs as Atlanta wins 9-1. You better get used to his name, too. In the second game, it's going to start the exact same way against Don Mattingly and the Fish. A leadoff home run, this time on the very first pitch, again to center field. He is absolutely lighting it up. It's fun to watch. Later in the first, Johan Camargo slaps a rope into shallow left field. Atlanta is going to go up 2-0, and they would not stop in the first. It continues, and this one is the all-star Freddie Freeman who gets it through the infield, which makes it 3-0 Braves. They hold on to beat Miami 6-1, another big win. The Braves beat the Marlins on Tuesday, and Acuna smacked 2 home runs in that game. Could he homer again on Wednesday? Well, he never got the chance because Jose Arena intentionally hits him. Acuna goes down. Both benches eventually clear as well. At 20 years old, Acuna became the youngest major league player to hit a home run in 5 straight games. Arena was ejected, and Acuna would stay in the game for the rest of the inning before being pulled. The Braves did beat the Marlins to complete the sweep, and luckily his arm was okay because he played the very next day while Urena was suspended for 6 games. But the week didn't end well because the Braves got swept at home to the Rockies. All right, you saw the games, and now we picked the best 3 plays from Week 1 for high school football. Stick around to see who made the cut. Long on the first Friday night of the season, we already have some amazing plays.
Absolutely. With the talent we have in the Valley, because we are News 3, we
right.
still will bring
Mike
you
got
3
you.
plays that made us say, wow. Wow. top play number 3, 3rd and long for Harris County. Davion Mahone lost one up. Caught by Ryan Osteen. Maximum effort for the Tigers' first down. Harris County scored on the drive, but lost to Carver late in this one.
20-16, that was a great game. Top play number 2, it goes to a man named Trey Peterson. He was the engine behind the Blue Devils offense tonight. Found Paradise twice in the first quarter as Columbus notches their first win of the season, a big one, 42-6 over Spencer.
Insane. And our top play of the night comes from Marion County. Trice McCannon throws up a prayer. There's a pile of players waiting for it, and somehow Josh Rogers caught it. He caught it. Yes, he did. Touchdown Marion County in their season opening win.
All right, the Columbus Lions are in the National Arena League Championship, and yesterday they added a new but yet familiar face to try to win their first ever title. Head coach Jason Gibson announced the signing of wide receiver Terrence Ibegwa. His most recent stint came in the Arena Football League with the Tampa Bay Storm, and before that, he was the 2015 MVP in his first go-around with the Lions. This signing will help and a depleted Lions wide receiving core, which has been without injured Tristan Purefoy, former league MVP Deron Neal, who left the team, and Jarmon Fortson, who is suspended. All right, last on the last call, you see adults giving kids a ball all the time, but you don't see it when a kid gives it to another kid. More on that after the break. Okay, it's finally time to bring back our Game of the Week segment, and this week we've got the Heritage Bowl between Spencer and Carver. These teams could not have had more opposite weeks heading into this matchup. The Tigers scored a late touchdown against Harris County to win 20-16 at Memorial Stadium, and on the other side, the Green Wave got smacked by Columbus, losing 42-6. We're going to be there at Memorial Stadium for our Friday night tailgate. And finally, the thing you have to see this week is pretty special. A routine foul ball at the Tigers game is snagged by a man who hands the ball to a kid, but we see that all the time, right? But what you don't see often is this. The boy, 10-year-old Travis Blackwell, runs down the steps to give that same ball to him, 7-year-old Michael Ogden. He gives his friend a little handshake there at the end like adults, and man, what a moment that is. Mom also gets a hug. It's pretty special. Thanks so much for watching The Last Call. Same time next week.